What's going on, family? Look how beautiful it is out here today. Not only is it pretty outside, it's a bit cooler, and man, look at Zeus looking just absolutely wonderful over there. Sheesh. Yeah, but although it's pretty outside, man, as beautiful as this, it's time to go in there. Yep, well, you know who we are, man. We're the Illinois Motors, man. We had to come back here and see what's happening. We got busy. Everybody got busy. Haven't been over here in a while. But man, they got some heat over here. My man said they cycled out about 20 cars in the last 2 weeks. So let's focus on what's here. Give me a minute. What's going on, family? Man, I hope you guys are having an absolutely awesome day. Like I said, man, we're outside over here by Illinois Motors, and I think that's what we're going to probably continue. Since it's such a nice day, I think we should gather some intel on another car from outside. Hey, man, look, if you guys haven't already, make sure you go and hit that, smash that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. Lock into the channel. We're growing constantly and trying to bring new stuff to the channel. The only way we can grow is to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. But go down and make a comment, man. Hashtag LBM for like buttons matter, or DBA, man, for don't be average. Yeah, listen, man. Lock into the channel so we can bring some new stuff. Hey, look, man, I think we're gonna stay outside.
What do you think?
It looks amazing. Even better outside, man.
You know what this is? It's a pretty rare car. Like, really rare car.
I'm thinking it's a Saleen.
It is a Saleen.
It's a Cobra.
It's a Saleen Cobra.
Oh my God.
But what makes this pretty rare is those two things combined.
Combined, that's right. This is a Saleen Cobra.
Yeah. So.
What else did you guys have that was combined like that?
I don't know. This is the only Saleen Cobra we've had. Actually, that's a lie. When I first started working for the company, we had a white Saleen Cobra. Okay. But this is the black one. The white one was completely stock, and to our knowledge, this does not have a factory supercharger on it, but it does, in fact, have a supercharger on it.
Oh, man.
So this one is pretty special because Saleen is a pretty niche brand, but what makes Saleen so interesting is it's no longer just power, or at least it wasn't before that. They did a lot of suspension stuff with Mustangs.
Really?
We had a Fox body Saleen hatchback.
Yeah.
I've driven a lot of Fox bodies and I don't like them. I just don't like the way they drive. I loved the Saleen though. The Racecraft suspension, they changed everything.
So they kicked it up a notch.
Yeah, it's not, with these cars, it's not just power. They do a lot of suspension work too.
Sheesh.
And yeah, they're really, really cool. The history and the story behind the company is just, I don't know. It's interesting.
This thing is super. So outside of sounding really good,
yeah,
this thing is it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I love the way it looks, honestly, in black. I think it's the way I'd have it. And probably my favorite thing about Saleen is their body work.
Yeah.
The body work that they do is just awesome. It looks so retro rad.
Yes.
Like retro muscle.
Yes.
It's just,
I would agree.
They do it so well.
So as I walked around the front, this front splitter really caught my attention.
Yeah.
And I just think it's it's just awesome. I think it looks really, really good, man.
Super aggressive. Like,
very aggressive.
Perfect. These wheels are worth a fortune, by the way. They're
really?
worth a lot. Like, separated from a car, they're worth tons of money.
Oh, wow.
And even in rough condition, I mean, we had a set of rough condition ones that were not, let's just say, not great. And, you know, these are about as nice as they get. But the other ones were still worth like $2,000 with no tires in really bad shape.
This thing looks so good, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. How long have you guys had this one?
Not long.
Okay.
Maybe 2 weeks at a maximum. This is a pretty niche car. Honestly, we've been waiting on the build sheet from Saleen.
Okay.
We ordered it almost 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Still haven't gotten it.
Okay.
Haven't gotten an email. That's one of the other kind of controversies about Saleen is have you seen any of they've been putting ads out to invest in their company.
Yeah.
They've been doing some weird stuff.
Yeah.
And we've actually ordered that window sticker and
seems
just been a little bit quiet. That's
yeah.
been, I think, because that's a big thing for Saleen guys is they want to know what the factory Saleen options were for the car. We haven't gotten that information yet. But this is a relatively stock car besides the blower and headers.
I think that's a plus with Saleen. Usually any of the those unique builds,
yeah,
Saleen, Callaway, and all those, you should be able to pull everything on it based on that VIN. They know exactly every car that they touched.
Exactly.
So that is always a big plus.
But it's kind of wild how very few of these actually exist in good condition anymore.
Yeah.
Like, so many of these got just to be worth nothing, and they rusted out, and people drove them. And
people drove the crap out of them.
Oh, yeah.
They beat them up.
That's what they were designed
They were designed, yeah, they beat them up, man.
Exactly.
Every Saleen that I'm used to seeing, they drove those cars, man. They drove the crap out of them.
Exactly. We love driver examples here, but at the same time, someone has to preserve something.
I know.
You know what I mean? And if all of them were driven in that way, this wouldn't exist right here.
No, you're absolutely right, man.
This is cool for a lot of reasons because SN95 had a 2-valve 4.6 V8, which reputation-wise, not a lot of power.
Yeah.
Not very exciting engine.
Yeah.
What's cool about the Cobra version is this is the 4-valve. This is the 32-valve double overhead cam.
Sheesh.
No single jingle, 4.6 V8. So this is the stuff, like this is the engine you'd find in literally the same year Cobra, not Saleen, or even stuff like the 2003, 2004 Mach 1 Mustang, and I believe also the Mercury Marauder.
Oh, yeah.
So they use that, that 32-valve double overhead cam Cobra or SVT V8 and a couple of
others. This is a clean black car.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
With a nice stout motor. Oh my
5-speed manual.
5-speed manual.
That's the cool thing about the Cobras is the Cobras were all stick. So what that meant was
that combination is just crazy.
You could actually get the regular SN95 and the New Edge SN95 Saleen in an automatic.
Right.
You don't want that though. This is
not with this car.
The one. Yeah.
I think this is not only that, but I think honestly, Mustang manuals are fun.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Mustang manuals are very much so fun. I think one of the absolute first Mustangs that I drove was a GTLX.
Okay.
Manual, and it was so much fun. I had
Ford
such
makes
a good
engines
time.
You want to interact with.
Yes.
You know, they're revvy and
yes,
especially stuff like this. You have dual overhead cam 32-valve.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. I just love the whole thing. I mean, Saleen to me is just like this weird niche of specialized Mustangs.
Literally, like for real, the badging and what it means to have a Saleen, what Saleen do, what the package brings to the car itself. Come on, man.
Ford left a lot of room on the table with these cars. I mean, and it literally started with this company with the Fox body, because the Fox body is like pretty much the most raced muscle car ever. None of them exist in good condition anymore. Shells are worth a lot, especially in notchback form. And that's the thing, like Saleen saw the potential in the chassis and where there's room for improvement. And these cars got a lot of flack when they came out because they ditched the old 302 or the Windsor 5.0 V8 they ditched it for a single overhead cam 4.6, which is not exciting, but they still left room on the table for a lot of improvement. And then
it's a great marriage, man.
Yeah.
This is a great marriage.
Yeah.
That partnership between the two, to your point, they took what they thought was a great foundation and found ways to improve it and make it that much better.
Exactly.
To marry the two up, the Saleen and the Cobra, bringing that Cobra performance on top of Saleen performance, along with Saleen appearance package. Come on, man. Come on. This thing is ridiculous. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I know you guys are probably sick of looking at us, but this car is absolutely beautiful. And oh God, wait till you see the inside.
It's like,
oh my
pretty
goodness,
much perfect. Yeah. It's going.
Perfect is an understatement. This car is immaculate. Look at the seats, guys. The interior is just ridiculous.
Got to give you the keys.
Oh man, we got to get a start. We got to get a start.
Yeah. 22,000 miles.
22,000 miles. Deft.
No, you're good. Just turn the key. There's no remote start on this one, Swole. Come on, man.
We got that. Gonna drop. Yeah.
You're in neutral.
I'm in neutral?
You may have stuck it in gear. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this is such a feeling, bro.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
And it's so...
Yeah, let me close this door before the dong goes away.
For me, it's so Mustang. Like,
yeah,
it brings back. So I used to love this body style. So it's like...
I still like it. I still like it a lot.
This body style for me was like... I was crazy about it. So it was like that car, to sit in this car right now, I'm right back to that feeling at an elevated level. Because it's like, for me, this wasn't an option back in the day.
Exactly.
It's almost at a normal state. Oh my God, man. JVC, she is so clean. Guys, I'm just trying to warm it up a little bit so y'all can hear it from the inside. We're almost at normal. But this car is just like, I don't know what to say. I feel like a little kid. Like a little kid. I forgot this thing has got the emergency brake on. I'm just so particular trying to let it go. God, here, listen to that.
Sounds really good.
Oh God.
That's another benefit, is the mod motors always sounded amazing. Always sounded amazing.
It sounds so good, guys. Oh my goodness, man! If y'all are looking for a Mustang, I'm gonna be honest with you. Especially older body style. Collect or to drive. I prefer you get it to drive. This is absolutely the one. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is absolutely the one. It's got an ashtray. I love seeing those old cars. Love seeing the old cars with ashtrays.
You should probably show this off a little bit, right?
Yeah, man.
I gotta relearn how to do this. Okay, there we are.
Oh wow. That's a lot of motor in here under his hood, bro.
Trying to figure out how to even put the latch up.
This
there we
is
go.
a lot of motor. Oh my goodness.
You know the history behind
it? No.
When it came out, Ford actually got a lot of flack because it was actually under the power that they had promised. They said it would make, I think, 305 or 302 horsepower, and people were dynoing them, and they were ending up less than what they advertised. And that's actually what spawned like the Terminator Cobra.
Yeah.
Because they advertised 395 or 385, 390 with that car, and that's what the Terminator made to the wheels.
Oh,
so
what?
Yeah. So funny enough, Saleen touching this car and even having a supercharger on it kind of brings it back to what it technically should be, if not a lot more than that.
Oh my God.
So man, it's pretty cool. There's
no space for activities in here.
Yeah.
No space.
Yeah. No, not really. I mean, it's a wide motor. It's overhead cam. I mean, that's generally the consensus or the criticism of overhead cam V8s in American muscle cars is, you know, there's not a lot of room to work with. Like you look at an LS motor,
Yeah.
you have a lot of space.
Yeah, a lot of space.
It's a lot more narrow and it's a lighter engine, but they were trying to change the game with this kind of stuff.
God,
and Europeans have been doing it for a while.
Oh my goodness, they did. It's so nice. I feel like a little kid, man, looking at this thing. It's like all over again. Just such a special car. This thing is, and it's so clean. Single owner?
No, probably not.
Okay.
I doubt it's a single owner.
22,000 miles, you would think. And as clean as it is, whoever had it, if it's not a single owner, if somebody else had this car, they did nothing with it. Like, they probably wiped on it the whole time.
Yep.
I mean, good Lord, this thing is so clean, guys. Like, the reflection is just ridiculous.
And who would have thought that a small tuner company literally later made the Saleen S7 supercar and all kinds of other
exactly
things.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's when they just had so much cash they just didn't care. You know, they just did their own thing.
Yeah, because right now I don't know where Saleen is, where they're falling out.
If they're publicly advertising that they're looking for investors, it's a little weird.
Yeah,
it needs to be said, but at the same time,
very peculiar, my friend. Yeah, very peculiar.
You can still enjoy what they were making before when they were like just going for it, you know. And I love it. I just love the whole package. I think it's super unique, and this is a way to like revive what is considered to be like kind of like a bastard child of Mustang generation, because people were so upset with them going to overhead cam, getting rid of the push rods.
Yeah,
that was super controversial. But this is just sick. This is just badass. I mean, there's no other way around it.
Really,
so,
you think Saleen is probably feeling the pressure because of this whole electric thing that's going on?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, but that's mainly everybody. But I feel like the problem is that back then it meant so much more to have a warranty behind aftermarket modifications, because it was kind of like it's like unexplored territory.
Yeah.
It was totally new to be able to tune and modify with stuff like this, because manufacturers were just not making a ton of power at the time. So they were wondering, you know, how far can we push it? Nowadays, everyone and everywhere, every place has a place that can build a 5.0 Coyote twin turbo supercharged.
Yep. And before it was such a niche market for those small companies that put their hands on these cars. To your point, now there's a garage everywhere.
Yeah. Like
literally, there's somebody that can touch these cars that are pseudo specialized in 5.0 motors or in you know, LS 6.2s or whatever, you know.
Anyways, I think another thing too is they're probably felt the pressure from Roush, because I think Roush has more factory backed warranties than Saleen. I could be wrong about that, but at the same time, I don't remember the last time I've seen a new Saleen product. But I think that's kind of what's going on with Saleen right now.
That's a good point. You know, I can't tell you when was the last time I've seen a new Saleen product. Roush has been all over Mustang, like stink on between it and, you know, what Hennessy does across all platforms.
Yeah.
It's like, you got a good point.
You can literally go to Valparaiso. There's a Ford dealership that is an authorized Roush dealership.
Yes.
I haven't heard of any authorized Saleen dealerships. And at the same time, I just don't think they've competed in the market in the last 10 years with new products.
I don't think they have either. As a matter of fact, I think Roush has probably got a much better partnership right now with Ford.
Yeah, no, 100%. So I think that's a lot to do with it.
That's a very good point. I didn't even think about that.
And they've also there's been some rumblings of that new like S7 kind of supercar that they're going to come out with. I think one of the things that didn't sell it is it's got a twin turbo V6, where it's like, if you're going to be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on a twin turbo V6, why wouldn't you just get in line for a Ford GT allocation?
True.
And I don't know how much that S7 thing is going to cost, probably in the 2s or 3s, but maybe it was a bit early for them to announce it was going to have a V6, because at the time you could still get a V10 in a Lambo or an R8. Tons of twin turbo V8 options. I think maybe twin turbo V6 just didn't seem that appealing on the surface, but
I mean, look at what it, you know, the new GT. twin turbo V6. It's like,
it's crazy. But at the same time, I can understand the
Nissan
perspective.
GTR.
Yeah, yeah. Everything's got a twin turbo 6 now.
Yeah,
so. Supra, inline 6 though.
Inline 6, but yeah, torquey nonetheless.
Maserati, Ferrari, McLaren, all V6 now.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say all V6, but they all offer.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Same for now Mercedes.
Yeah. I think maybe the market just shrunk on cars with packages like this from like a big aftermarket tuning company. Someone that's cornered that market pretty heavily is like Hennessy.
Yes.
They still offer a warranty with their builds.
There's a lot of mom and pops that offer that warranty as well, man.
Yeah, but I think what they've kind of focused, what the market has shifted to is they really want the powertrain warranties.
Yeah.
Things like that. Maybe it just stopped becoming about suspension and brakes, because if you think about it, in the last 10 years, American cars have gotten so good in those departments.
They
really
don't
need to be adjusted really that much.
No, they really haven't. Unless you're going for something high performance, something that's gonna, warrant you having all that motor, having that power, having or being track ready per se. I think that's the only thing that will take away from some of the suspension things you get from American made cars. Now, unless of course you have something like out of the box, your high end Mustangs, your high end Chevys, or your high end Dodges, they come with what they need.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
At least to satisfy that build. But when you start moving into something that goes outside of that, and then you're probably going to need something a little bit more to beef it up from Hennessy. But then again, a lot of those guys, they build their packages fit with what you have.
Yeah. Sure.
So they don't go that far beyond that. I mean, although Hennessy, oh my God, Hennessy building all these 1,000 horsepower automobiles, guys like LMS, they're doing the same thing, where you don't have to worry about suspension on the GM products that they're building up between those and Cadillacs, Chevys, Camaros, Cadillacs. You don't have to worry about the suspension because it has it there already.
Exactly.
But they also offer you these warranties on their build, powertrain build. So it's like, in my opinion, the next best thing to doing anything to your car, buying something, enjoying the way it ride. When you run out of warranty, go get a package from Hennessy, a package from LMS, and now you got warranty to cover the work that they did, and you got a whole lot more car. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, back then you got to think they were just kind of sending it with when they would put a V8 in something.
Absolutely.
I mean, they didn't have a ton of power, so you got to think like, what size brakes do they need? Do you really need to give it suspension? That's gonna, but that stuff started changing too. A
lot of thoughts started coming into what we need to actually put to support the power that we're putting behind these cars. They went from just your basic, in my opinion, probably 4-piston brakes to 6-piston brakes on the front, 4 on the rear. They started putting something a little bit more stout to stop these things that they're putting all this. They're throwing all this power at them. They got to be able to stop.
For sure. And I think with someone like Saleen, they were just a part of an era that grew up. I mean, like I'm pretty sure there's literally a video comparing Saleen versus a Hennessy Viper. It was a couple of Saleen Mustangs versus Hennessy Viper versus something else. And they were just showcasing that this was the market at the time.
Yeah.
So, all in all, despite what's going on now with the company, I really love their stuff that they came out with in the 90s.
It's still an absolutely awesome car.
Would you have this over a Terminator? That's a hard question.
That's a very hard question.
Yeah.
Because I think they both have their place.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting with a Terminator. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I think as this one sits with the Vortech on
this one,
I think I'd probably have
I'll get the Saleen.
Just because it's just so unique and you just don't see it.
This is a Saleen Cobra. It's a marry between two unique vehicles. It would have to be this one.
Sure.
It would have to be this one. I still think Terminator have their own place.
I think a modded Terminator would probably make me
edge me out a little bit.
Yeah, because they're just nuts. Like if you've ever, and also 5-speed versus 6-speed Terminator,
man.
6-speed.
Yes,
they're just sick.
Yeah, but anyways, I would have to agree.
That's the Saleen. And the interesting thing about this car and about the setup and Saleen as a company is they're just the least normal Mustang company or modifying company. Their history is not normal.
Right.
There's almost nothing normal about Saleen.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that, and this one here goes out even outside of not being normal because it's a combination of Saleen and Cobra.
And it's got a Vortech.
And it's got a Vortech. This is not your average Mustang by far. Sheesh. Guys, come on, man. If you had to think about this build, they went above and beyond to take this thing outside of any other normal Mustang that exists. Even a normal, it's not a normal Saleen. It's not a normal Cobra. Come on, man. This one here, designed from greatness. Come on, man. Like all of us, bro. We were designed from greatness, guys. Because of that, you have the right, the responsibility, and the authority to never be average. So, guys, sheesh. Don't be average.
Young Shy Beats. Purchase your tracks today. Young Shy